A little boy climbed an apple tree. He stole an apple, then two, then three. And when he started to climb back down, he slipped and he landed on the ground. Up jumped the devil, up jumped the devil. And every time he turned around, up jumped the devil in the white nightgown.
Hey, America and the rest of the world. Xander J. Hobson here from the Brilliant Artist Movement, and this is another episode of Hell for Loving News. Well, it looks as though we're going to have a new president of the United States. Former Vice President Joe Biden is leading the Electoral College with 264 votes, and Donald Trump has 213. So it's looking like we're going to have a new president of the United States, but we still gotta wait for the votes from the Electoral College to come in. That Electoral College is something that's real tricky. We've seen some real shady occurrences in the past, especially in 2000 and 2004 elections with George W. Bush. So, we'll see what happens, but it's looking like Joe Biden is going to win. We'll have Kamala Harris as the vice president, a woman of mixed descent. So we'll see how that works out. I'm here today, and I'm talking about how, African Americans, we are under attack, and we have been under attack ever since other races have come into Africa. We've been under attack. And a fellow who was born in 1968, I've learned how to survive as an African American in the world, because I understand that me as an African American, I am from a race of people who, for the most part, others are hostile to. And some people might try to peg me a racist, and I would say, if it makes me a racist to cheer for and want the best for the team that I represent, then fuck it, I'm a racist then. But nevertheless, I was looking at Fox News this morning, and I saw the results of the young man who was just killed not too long ago, and his death caused a lot of chaos in Philadelphia and around the nation, and all of that was sad. But the point that I'm trying to make is the tape came out, and I saw where the young man's sister called on behalf of his parents, and they were reaching out for help. And when the cops arrived on the scene, the young man just didn't comply with the request of the cops to put down the knife. I think the young man was actually trying to die because he was in a whole lot of pain, and he provoked the cops to get himself killed. Now, that's how I feel about it. I'm not saying that I'm right, but I said all that to say this, right? I remember back in the early 1980s, probably around 1982, when Philadelphia School Superintendent Constance Clayton took the discipline out of the schools. She pretty much forbade teachers to discipline children. Now, prior to, teachers disciplined their students as if they were disciplining their very own children. Well, in all actuality, you were the teacher's child, because the teacher was an extension of your family. It goes into that old edict. It takes a village to raise a child. Not too long ago, I was looking at a comedian. Couldn't tell you the guy's name, but the bottom line was, he was the premise of his joke was, if a neighbor caught him doing something bad, the neighbor would whip his behind and then take him home to his parents, and his parents would in turn whip his behind to reinforce the discipline of the neighbor, because once again, we talking about a village raising a child. Now, I said all that to say this. Once they took the discipline out of the schools, you didn't have that reinforcement from home. And what started transpiring is, not only did they take the discipline out of school, they started trying to take the discipline out of the homes. Meaning, now a parent could actually find him or herself in trouble with the law for disciplining a child. Well, this was the setup. This was the setup for mass incarceration. This was the setup to start getting people on medication, because it's a control factor. But more importantly, that's specific to this conversation that we're having, this was the setup for all of these police shootings. Now, this is not to say that the cops didn't shoot black people when there was discipline. Of course they did. They shot us, they hung us, they lynched us, they done all those horrible things. But back when I was coming up, a black man had more of a chance of surviving an encounter with the police, because at least a black man had the tools, a black woman too. You had the tools to navigate your way through sticky situations with the authorities. And the most common tool to your survival with a police officer is respect. That's all it is. For the most part, it's respect. Now, of course, there are incidences when the police are going to be assholes. But guess what? You have to respect that badge. But more importantly, you have to respect that fucking gun. If you don't respect the gun, you're a fucking dead man or woman. And a lot of cases, this is what's transpiring. These young people who are getting slaughtered by the police, they're not respecting the fucking gun. Now, I know for a fact, if some motherfucker walked up on you with a 9mm and said, man, give it the fuck up, you're going to respect the gun. Because you know if you don't respect the gun, you're going to die. Well, that's what's happening with these policemen. And it's a sad state of affairs. And only thing that I can say to anyone watching this broadcast is, hey man, it's all about respect. And if you have respect for your life, authority, but more importantly, if you have respect for the gun, you can get past the policeman. I don't think I need to say any more on this subject. I'm done with it. Bam!
Now if temptation comes around,